Welcome back. Before our break, we were talking about nannies and caregivers, all the things they do to our sons in our absence, and how we as parents should try and train them to make them feel homely. For any questions and suggestions, comments too, do hit us up on our official Facebook page, which is Aviation TV Kenya. Our Twitter handle is @Aviation TV Kenya. You can also get me on my official Twitter handle, which is Leona Asiko. Reverend, in this world of Skype, Facebook, Twitter, and all that,
Yes.
technology is really affecting how parents and their sons communicate. How can parents bridge this gap?
Wow. They say information is power.
Yes.
And you see, not all information that our children read from the internet and those social media that can be helpful, and not all that can be harmful. It's a duty of every parent to, one, sit down with his son or even a daughter to educate on the effect of the media today.
Today, yes.
What are we finding in some of these houses, especially these families who are well-to-do?
Well off, yes.
We find them buying all sorts of gadgets, all sorts of internet, I mean the IT equipment, phones, the iPhones, the what, with internet. So this child can start as early as baby class to know how to use
These things.
the gadgets.
But there are even baby toys, like
Yes.
nowadays there are baby laptops,
Yes.
baby iPads.
So they have information. Now, when, you know, we had talked of the time we give to our children. Remember? Now, we might be able to, we might contradict what you had said and what we feel when we find also now the children are not having time with us.
Yeah.
Because we buy all this, so the child is very busy here. The parent comes, wanting to talk to his son, but the son is busy with whatever equipment you bought,
That's
whatever
so
toys.
Because I remember an instance where I was in a restaurant and there was a big Chinese family.
Yes.
And everybody in that family had their iPad.
So they are silent.
And it was a dinner, a family dinner.
True.
And the only communication they had was, pass me the salt, pass me the ketchup. That was it. During the dinner, where you're supposed to be bonding as a family,
Yes.
everybody was busy on their iPad, from the father to the smallest baby.
Yeah. And you see, it's like deviating from our culture.
Yeah.
Where we would bring young boys, young girls together, and they would socialize. But you see now they are socializing with the gadgets. They are here. You want to talk to your child, the child does not talk. Who is the cause of this? Is it the child? The child never bought a single gadget. It is you, the parent, who did not see the effect of what you are buying, because you needed time. You needed to mentor this child. You needed to at least pass on that baton of your culture to the child. But you have again distorted that by buying this or this. So I would not concentrate on you, because this one is more interesting than even talking to you. Their children will not learn even the psychology of their parents. That I can learn when my father is annoyed.
Okay.
And I would sweet talk my dad so that you will not beat me up.
Yes.
Because I know my dad. I can read the temperaments of my dad. I know my mom so well. If she's annoyed, I would just go and hold and hug her and tell, Mommy, I'm so sorry. But here I'm concentrating on the gadgets.
Yes.
So actually the failure is on us as the parents. As much as we would want them to learn all these, with all these, there is also that time that should be allocated
Like
for
if it's
this.
dinner time, let us have dinner as a family, all your phones
Yes.
and your iPads should be away.
Social time, the same, and
Yes.
it should be agreed upon by everyone.
Yes.
So your child, as he grows, he should know that there is time for us to socialize. There is time for us to go out. What was the need of me going out with you as my daughter or my son if we are going with the gadgets, carrying the bikes, carrying everything? We were not going for that. We were going to do the swinging together, riding together.
Yes.
If it is mountain climbing together, we were not going so that you carry your own. We were going so that I can hold your hands if you want them to fall down.
Yeah.
As a father, and I'm your son. So I would hold my father. And it is fun, you know.
Yeah.
If my mom wanted to fall down, she was fearing to swing, I would laugh and see, mommy is so scared and so on. So we would have a lot to talk when we go out there. So again, it is the responsibility of the parent to make sure that at least there are times that we keep them and lock them. Either in your bedroom, you lock them until the time that this child is supposed to work on them.
Okay, so from
But,
what you're
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
Reverend, I think you mean that as it's okay to buy these things for the
Yes,
children,
true.
but also teach them to be responsible, that these gadgets should not take over their lives,
Yes.
should not overcome their relationships
Yes.
and their social life too.
Yes.
Okay.
And the other thing is that we need also to be worried about is the effect of the gadgets. At what time, at what stage of life should I buy this?
Okay.
Like if you buy a gun, it's a toy gun, yes?
Yeah.
And whether you put water or you put some bullets, but you're showing the child how to shoot. And every time they would watch movies here, brutal movies, fights, shooting, killing, will this child ever realize that killing is bad?
No.
Now, if the child will not realize that killing is bad, at some point, he will go and buy his own gun from wherever.
Yeah.
Come with a gun, and you differ with your son, and he feels that he's so annoyed, like he saw on the movies, you just remove a gun and shoot you dead. Because shooting and killing has no effect on him. There is no time that you sat down with your son or your daughter to tell him, I think these movies are not good. Me, I don't like them because these are lives that are killed. These are people that are killed.
That are dying, yeah.
People are dying. So at least this child would feel that the life is precious. But they are learning that life is not precious. That's why you are hearing a lot of shooting around. The police shooting other policemen, police shooting everyone in the streets, thugs in the streets, killing everyone. And he's so happy. He's so happy doing it. It's like there is no preciousness in life. So again, it is us parents who do not teach our children on this.
Okay.
Before, or in the olden days, even in our time, we used to sit down, be taught on how to take care of our own things, take care of the mother, the elderly, and so on. What time do we give to these children? Who will take care of you when you get old? Well, man will not. Remember that.
Yeah.
Man will not take you to hospital when you're sick. But a son who knows that my mom is important, my mom is my mom, and I carry blessings from my mom, given by God, through my parents, will come from all the way, you drive or even fly, to come and take care of their ailing mom.
Yes.
Take her to hospital, be next to her bed, besides the bed, talking to the mother, talking to the father. But because we are not giving them enough time for that, they are only chatting, WhatsApp, Twitter, so on. All the time you see this child is busy with the gadgets.
With the gadgets, yeah.
This child will never learn how to take care of you. So it will be a disadvantage on your part as a parent.
Okay, thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Sorry, just 1 minute.
Okay.
There are the programs again that they watch. Leave away now the movies and so on. There are some of the programs that you find, like there are songs that you find being sung. People are half naked and they are still dancing around. Because the parent will never comment on that, this child will think that going naked is okay.
Is okay.
Doing anything in that manner is okay, because it is done by adults. Yeah. It is done by teenagers who are older than me. So even me, when I will reach that stage, I will have no problem. I will hold a girl at whatever point. I can swing her around without any problem, because my mom never commented, my dad never commented. So some of these comments that we may make are very, very useful. They may be resourceful to your kid in as far as the growth.
As the growth is concerned. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in this era, I know when you walk on the streets or even in bookshops, you see so many inspirational books.
True.
10 ways to bring up your son, how a mother can bond with her son, how a father can bond with her son. And at the same time, we as parents have our own intuition.
Yes.
So my question is, do you advise as parents to buy these books on how to raise our sons, or should we just follow our fatherly and motherly instincts?
I think this is an era in which every parent should not be naive. We need to learn from other parents, from motivational speakers, from the writers of books, from counselors who have information. There is a lot of information that we do not know, and we must agree that we do not know so that we can learn. Therefore, getting a book that is written by somebody who knows, who has the knowledge in that area is very, very important. Learn about talenting, learn about the growth of that child. Because at what age is your son? At what age is your daughter? Can you grow with that child so that you don't mess the child up or be messed up by the kid? Because sometimes we lay condemnations. By the way, even sometimes we curse them, these children, because he's becoming so defiant. And you say, I have given you everything. It doesn't matter, my friend. You may give me everything, but you're not giving me information.
Yes, that's
You
true.
may give me education, you may buy me all the gadgets, you may buy me anything. I can sleep on anything. I can eat anything. Whatever I ask, I can go anywhere, but no information. So this child is empty. No information. I can behave in any way I want. I can bring girls in the house as a son and even have fun with them. I can go with them in my bedroom.
I can throw parties.
I can throw everything all around. I can mess up myself. I can keep my room unkempt, you know. It has been sprayed with everything all over. So you see everything is displayed all over as you enter the room. What information are we giving to these children? So it matters the kind of information that we get so that we can be able to pass it on again to these children. And that's how even these children will feel that in the day is so knowledgeable. Mom is so knowledgeable. Hawezi kumudanganya ati umpige kona. You can't. My father is well informed. And that's how they are proud, even as they talk to other children. They say, hey, daddy, my dad, where?
Very knowledgeable.
Yes, he's a guy that I like. Because turn to this, you know what you want. Because, again, you know, you are taking them through stages. That he is knowledgeable and he is able to pass on the information. That, you know, if it is at this stage, he knows that this is a puberty stage. This is a self-discovery stage. You know, he knows that at this point, this is when my son is burning with the lust, that he wants the woman so much, the girl so much. So they were killing around him. They were even, they also, they are also smelling what he's feeling.
Yeah.
Like animals do. That girls also come around this guy, and the guy will be feeling so nice when the girls are around him. But you see now, if the father does not talk like that, and he says, even during my time,
These things used to happen.
these things used to happen.
They did not start now.
Yeah.
These things have been there since.
Yes,
Yes.
and again, telling them it is normal.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like that, know that there are some hormones that are not working, so you let me know so that I can take you to the doctor. If that one is not said,
Yes.
believe you me, from the parent, then this child will be spoiled.
Yes.
You have so many girls, you may mess them up or they mess him up.
So information is
Yeah.
very important.
Very important.
And that leads me to my next question. How can a parent handle a child who's already a drug abuser? Because let's just face the fact. Our children have different types of friends.
Yeah.
Some you'll go visit your friend, oh, let's have a puff. It will start with a cigarette. From
Yeah.
the cigarette, it goes to weed. From weed, it now goes to harder stuff. Because when you start abusing these things when you're young,
Yeah.
your body desires for heavier things.
Yes.
This cigarette is not giving you the feeling you are used to.
Yeah.
So after this cigarette, you'll want the weed.
Yes.
After this weed, you now want even cocaine.
Yes.
So by the time a parent realizes that their child is a drug addict, a drug abuser,
Yeah.
how can a child handle this child and deal with this situation without pushing the baby away, but
Okay.
embracing the baby?
Okay, very important. Now, you see, these children may be very good, or the parent might be very good, and this kid might be very good when the child is small. But the moment the child gets friends, he walks out there, as he can believe you me, that you have some other informations, you have some other teachers out there. But remember, the best teacher would be the parent, who should not fail to mention the issues of drugs or related to the drugs and alcoholism and the prostitution, of course, the sexual issues, the human sexuality. That when he mentions about alcohol, drugs, sexuality, it is like this child is holistic. This child may, for interest's sake, want to taste because his peers are abusing
And
the
he's
drug.
also curious.
He's
As
so
a human
curious.
being, we are all curious.
He wants to
try new
taste.
things. Yeah.
We tasted beer ourselves. We tasted cigarettes. And we were told about cigarettes, the effect of cigarettes and so on. But until I tasted and feel that this thing is bad, And again, it depends on the people surrounding me. If all the other boys of my age were not taking cigarettes, I would not have tasted. But because there are those who are tasting, and we used to go for cinemas and so on, I would also taste.
Yes.
I would want to feel even a snuff. You know a snuff? The one that, the tobacco that is fine, the fine tobacco,
Okay.
roasted and grounded, so that it can be in form of powder that they put, and the Maasais put it on
In their teeth.
in their teeth, actually under their tongue and so on. That one I tasted.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was just for interest's sake. Okay. My child would want the same because the guys, there is one of the young man who was my age who used to take it. And we used to take our cows and goat to the bush with him. So this guy used to take and also to try.
Okay.
Sniffing and also eating. They say eating it.
Okay.
But I didn't like it. So I stopped it. And I could not continue because it gave me some other effect. I
And
felt
had
like,
your parents told you, had your parents created awareness that, Daddy, look here, cigarettes exist, this refined tobacco exists, but do not partake of it. Had they told you?
No, they are not. Well, not with that kind of an emphasis.
Okay.
They only demonized the cigarette smoking and the snuff and the alcoholism. But of course, my father used to smoke.
Okay.
So I wanted to see what my father was doing.
You wanted to try and see
My
what
father
is this?
was drinking
Yeah.
beer. So I also wanted to take beer
taste and
because it
see.
is sweet.
Yeah.
And like during Christmas, you'd buy crates of Tusker and so on. So when he calls people and they are there enjoying themselves, I would go to the empty bottles and try to empty the empty bottles again with the remnants, the retro stuff that is left in the bottles, so that I feel the taste of what my father is taking.
Yeah.
Again, it comes to mentorship. Some of these things that we may tell our children not to do. If a father is smoking, the mother is smoking, you may tell me about drugs. If they sniff or they smoke, whatever, whether it is opium or whatever it is, okay, all those drugs, there are many types today.
Yes.
I may want to taste them because somebody is smoking it. I don't know whether it is the real stuff that my dad takes, so I also go ahead and smoke it.
Curiosity.
Curiosity,
Yes.
because of my dad.
Yes.
Now, so what we should advise our parents to do is, as much as we are teaching these children about the effect of alcohol, drugs, and of course we teach them about the reactions of our bodies, the human sexuality, we ought to bring somebody of their age who is already upright, somebody who is relatively older, not the same
At par
age.
with them.
Yes, relatively older and who is performing. These are the guys who can try to help your son.
Okay.
The only disadvantage we have is that most of us are not opening our doors for visitors to come in. Asiko, you may not allow any dikandale to come in your house.
Yes.
But you know of a certain schoolmate, classmate, village mate, relative, who has raised his children nicely. And you know those children, they are good. People are talking good of them. Please befriend that family. Even if it was not your relative, befriend them so that they can mentor your children.
So all this goes back to mentorship
Yes.
and information.
And information.
Okay.
So that when it comes to now the child, we now come to the child who has already started abusing the drugs. We don't hate. We don't hate them. Because as parents, the mistake that you do or that you make is when you realize that your son or your daughter is abusing drugs, and then you start, beating them up and, hitting them. You don't want them to eat in that house.
Locking them
out. They sleep out. You are spoiling that kid forever. As a counselor, I've dealt with many. Actually, I do a lot of mentorship on that, on drugs and so on, and alcoholism. And when I start with somebody who has been abusing that, they then blames on parents. My dad used to kick me out. He did not understand me. He did not understand that I'm growing. I wish he called me. I wish we talked. I wish he listened to me, even when I was abusing drugs.
So it means in their loneliness,
Yes.
these children find happiness and a bit of joy through these drugs.
True.
They use these drugs as something to give them, to make them feel wanted and
Yes.
felt.
Yes.
To overcome that feeling of loneliness.
Exactly. You know,
Yes.
they warm them up, themselves up. So like if I go to sleep under the culverts or in a field or maybe in shanties, I don't have blankets. I was used to blankets. I was used to a good bed. And I'm out there. My father has disowned me because some of our fathers, some of our mothers disown their own children. They say, you are no longer my child. Even if I died, never look at my grave, not only looking at my body, but even my grave. That if you are passing through this area, you should look the other side, never look at my grave. You see, that is a silly mistake that we make. Silly mistake, and I'm using the word silly. The one silly mistake that the parents make, those who are making that. Instead of doing that, befriend this child. Sit down with this child. Tell him to tell you the genesis of this behavior. He may tell you that it was about the houseboy that you had employed. They may talk even of a nanny, a house girl who was in your house, a helper who was in your house, a neighbor. They may talk of many, many things, and then you find yourself being stupid. That I'm more stupid than my son.
Yeah.
I have failed more than my son has failed. So get to sit down with your son, talk to him, befriend him, ask him what he thinks, because they have solutions. What do you think we should do?
Every problem has a solution.
And they have.
Yeah.
Those drug addicts, they have the solutions.
Yes.
Ask him, John, please tell me, what do you think I can do to help you? What can I do? He may tell you, withdraw me from this community. Take me home temporarily. He may tell you that take me to a rehab. Never ever think that your son wants to go to a rehab, because some parents are using a lot of money and they are not salvaging their children. Thinking that by taking this child to a rehab, you'll be okay. There are those who have been in rehabs 10, 20 times. They have spent millions of shillings in the rehabs. Why? Because you never sat down with your son or your daughter to ask him or her, what would you want? Do you think you're okay this way? Some of them will start sobbing, that I'm not okay, that I need some help. What kind of help? I am here for you. Embrace that son, that daughter. Tell him, I am there for you. I know you are my son. Feel that you are here and this is your home. Whatever you want, I'm ready to give you so that you can be better. Let them suggest. If he suggests that you take him for rehab, do it. If he doesn't want that, if he wants to be taken to another friend, please, or even at home, Ushago, take that child there.
Wow, Reverend, thank you so much. Personally, I have learned a lot, and I also thank you for taking time to come here today to share all this information with us.
Thank you.
To my viewers, that's it for today. Thank you for joining us. For any questions, comments, and suggestions, do hit us on our official Facebook page, which is Aviation TV Kenya. Our Twitter handle is @Aviation TV Kenya. You can also get me on my official Twitter page, which is @Leona Asiko. Thank you so much. Do join us next time. Same place, same time. Stay well till then. Keep it ATV.
My name's Miriam Wanchiko-Jenka, and I'm a mother of 3 girls who have grown up to working age. Someone is working, the other one is in college, and the other one is in primary school. You have to bring up a child from the beginning, not just when it is adolescent stage. So you show them how to be good Christians and also befriend them, so that by the time they come to change, you'll also be knowing the changes, and they'll be able to tell you their problems. They'll always come to you for a question, if they want to know something. They'll always come to you as a friend. This time around is not as a mother. They tell me, okay, they have friends also. I know they are friends because they come and tell me, Mom, this is my boyfriend, like the one in college and the one who is working. They come to me and they tell me about their friends. And since I have taught them to reserve themselves for their husbands, I always help them, and I always tell them the best thing to do, pray. Whatever you want to do, pray. Because God will always give you it's like going to a hotel. You ask for chips, they are always ready there. But if you ask for something that is special, it will take you time. It will take the cooker some time to come and cook it. So you'll be there, okay, asking yourself, now, how come these people, chips and whatever, they are ready? You know, I came here like 10 minutes ago. Yes, there is waiting. But at the end of the day, when you have brought that food, you'll enjoy it. So that is how I teach them to wait. There is no hurry. There is no hurry. To avoid peer pressure. Even if their parents have not taught them, I think it's always use your mind, not your heart. You have to reason out. This is good for me, this is not good for me. Because if you follow your heart, as they always say, you'll get lost.
My name is Marianne Mungai. I think from a personal perspective, my parents did quite a lot to safeguard me from all the pressure of when you're a teenager and all. Like they took me to Christian seminars and camps, so at the end of the day, you learn your Christian values and morals thanks to your parents. When you're adolescent, you're rebellious, you tend to be very rebellious. So most of the time you want to act like you know what you're doing and you don't take like advice from authority. So yeah, that was quite difficult for me. I was very rebellious. I'd ask them to heed to the advice of the elder people. When somebody old tells you what to do and it's right, then just do it. Sometimes it's good to like have blind faith in people that you trust. Yeah. Our parents, they've gone through what we've gone through. So when they tell you to do something, most of the time, it's going to be right. Like it's going to be from an experience that they've gone through or something. So you just follow them blindly. I mean, they're your parents.
My name is Reverend Peter Mwembu. We have given too much freedom to children, and we are almost becoming like the Western nations, where there is no boundary to anything. And I do feel like our children are being spoiled by the things they watch on TV. And as a result, parents are not able to control their children. And most of the times, when you try to cross the border, whereby you try to get into the issues of a child who is an adolescent, they do not open up. The best you can do is to try to develop a relationship with your child, whereby the things that are done by those negative influences, you create a room whereby a child can be open enough to you, to open up on the inner issues that cannot be given to anybody else except a parent. That means I should be able to get my daughter, if it is my daughter, let me give an example, take her out, instead of a boyfriend taking her out, and create an environment where my daughter can open up to me and talk of issues that cannot get answers from a boyfriend. That means this is the steps I take myself. I advise my children, don't walk with your age mates. You should always walk with somebody who can add value to your life. Because if you walk with your age mates, they can only give to you what you know. But if you walk with somebody who has already gone through your stage, and that person is past that stage, that person can add value to you. Okay, not everybody can do that. So, but I want to say this, there is a possibility. If a child is open enough, you can help in assisting to get the right people who are supposed to surround your daughter or your son, so that you can get, your daughter or your son can get value addition from the friends who surround that person. I would tell the media to always sift the programs that comes through our media, so that you can tell what is beneficial to a child. The films that we show, everything that comes through the media, the question should be to the person who is sifting those materials, should be in a position to know what will this add you to the person who is watching it.
My name is Sensius Olaka. Wazazi ajaribu sana afundishe watoto, hata kama amemaliza form 4 ajaribu kupeleka college, asome, ndio angalie maslahi yako. Hiyo kitu mzazi tapea mtoto ni education. Apart from education hakuna. Kama amemaliza form 4 anaenda university, anaingia kwa bangi, sigara. Sasa hawezi sikia maneno ya wazazi, wengine analala kwa state, lakini si mzuri. Sasa watoto wazazi akaa nayo polepole, aanze fundisha kama wadogo, ndio ajue vile tutaishi kwa maisha mzuri, ajue education, ajue maneno ya Mungu. Hii ndio good idea mzuri. Wazazi hawezi chukua maneno ya kuangalia watoto anakaa kwa street kama machokora, yeye akuja kuomba watu pesa kwa barabara. Wazazi hao iko kama saa hii mtoto gari agonge hiyo mtoi, unasikia nakuja anasema lipwe. Hiyo serikali atakana chukue hatua hiyo, wazazi anawacha watoto kwa street hiyo ashikwe.
Mimi naitwa Janet Mora. So kenye inachangia unapata idleness first things, ni hivyo. Alafu kitu ingine bad companies katika jamii. Mimi naomba kitu moja ni kuomba Mungu, na ingine kutafutia mtoto wake kenye atafanya, na ingine amkalise chini amwambie hiki na hiki, na ajue vile mtoto wake anatembea every day, anamwatch every day.
My name is Gadecha Kinyanjui and I'm a parent, and I know that in today's world is different from the other world. And today's parent, because of many issues in society, they've become very busy. It is becoming hard for them actually to sit down with their children to actually be able to advise them, unlike in the past. Negative things that are happening in society, I can confidently say that most parents, I'm not saying all of them, but most parents have actually failed in their duty to safeguard their adolescent children, because that's the stage where actually they need a great guidance in life. But it seems like most parents, they have been engaged with many activities in life. Others come to home very late. We know we have in cases of absentee dads. So in such situation, we find that these children are left alone. It's unfortunate if you are going to be brought up in a family. Sometimes situations happen. You find you are being brought up by one parent. But if the two parents are available, I'll encourage that both of them to be there.
My name is Jacinta Wangare, and I'm a parent. I think they are doing enough, although some of the parents, they are not keen on what their children are doing. But I think it's good to teach them on the way of God, and then to be counseling them on how they should behave themselves. They should avoid going to areas that they might fall into temptations. If a friend is telling you about going for sleepovers, discos, such things, he should avoid.